Hi folks, it's the 14th of January, it's about 7 p.m. in the evening. It's still Mercury retrograde. Mercury's still going to be retrograde for about another 11 days. So I'm just going to continue pumping out videos on certain celebrities, and I didn't know what I was going to do a video on today. I was supposed to do it this morning, but I've been working really hard, so I just thought I'll do one tonight. And then this news item come on about how a school in the central lower Midlands of England has got a big playing field, and it lets the local air sea rescue use it as an emergency landing patch. And they landed there, and so the headmaster went across and said to the pilots, "Do you want to come in and have a meal?" And they didn't realise that the pilot was Prince William, Charles's son. So I thought I'd have a look once again at the horoscope of the future King of England, William, Prince William. Born on the 21st of June 1982 at 3 minutes past 9 in the evening in Paddington in London in the UK. He's a Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Sagittarius rising. I did a video on him a few years ago, and I'll repeat the story I told them. That when he was born, I had a look at his horoscope way back in the early 80s when I was basically still studying the basics of astrology. I'd only been doing astrology about 6 or 7 years then. And I looked at his chart and I thought, well, you're born on the edge of a partial eclipse of the sun, and you've got Neptune rising on the ascendant in Sagittarius. And I thought, well, you're either going to be a drug-fueled, alcohol-riddled, womanizing playboy of the Western world, or you're going to be the once and future king. And I note with pleasure that William has the name Arthur as his middle name. With Neptune rising on the ascendant, this is common in the charts of alcoholics, drug addicts, escapists, but it's also common in the charts of film stars, movie makers, photographers and artists of all description. But the thing that makes William different is not so much that he's got Neptune rising or the sun and moon setting on the descendant at the time that he was born. The thing that gives him the edge is that he was born with Jupiter on the midheaven. Jupiter on the midheaven is a sign of success. Yes, it's a bit overstated, and if there's squares or oppositions to Jupiter on the midheaven, then the individual will blow hot and cold, and they'll promise lots but deliver nothing. But there are only sextiles and trines to William's Jupiter. Indeed, there is a less than half a degree trine from the Sun at the start of Cancer to Jupiter at the start of Scorpio on his midheaven. So this guy's going to be a great leader one day. He was born in Cancer just. The Sun changed sign some hour and a quarter, 75 minutes before he was born. So he was obviously hanging on to be a Cancerian rather than a Gemini. It's pretty clear that he's going to be a great king one day. You can see that. He's certainly a man of the people. The British public have warmed to William, unlike any other member of the royal family, with the exception of the Queen and William's brother, Harry, Prince Harry. Of whom perhaps we'll look at another time. The transits to William's chart, it's interesting. Uranus, Neptune and Pluto are not really touching him, not in any significant way. Neptune is squaring his Mercury over all of last year and this year, Mercury in Gemini, but that doesn't seem to be as affecting his communication and media skills. He's still a popular person, seen as good media communicator. I'm only really looking at Saturn and Jupiter as opposed to the large outer planets, because Pluto's not going to be touching his chart for a number of years. Yes, it's squaring his Saturn over the coming year, and perhaps someone elderly in his life may pass over, but it would have to be unusual for that to happen. Neptune isn't touching him over the coming year, really, not significantly. Uranus isn't touching him for another year or two until it opposes his midheaven in 2018. In 2017, Saturn will pass on his ascendant. Early 2017. Also, in late 2016, early 2017, Jupiter will pass on his midheaven. He will be 35, 36 years old. It will be his third Jupiter return. I don't want to thrust the boy into a position of responsibility and power too early, but there's always been a kind of mythological theory that Charles will never be king, or if he is going to be king, it'll be a very brief transition from Elizabeth to Charles to William. And that's something I've always felt to be the case, and I still doubt very much if Charles will ever be king. It seems to me that William is looking in a very powerful position come the end of 2017 and the start of 2018, and I would expect him to be in a position of significant responsibility. He and his brother and his wife and their children have kind of saved the monarchy. They've brought it back down to earth, and he is a man of the people, as is his brother and his wife. And I think that the majority of the British people are in favour of William, unlike many other members of the royal family. So I think he's got a great horoscope, and I think he'll be someone who will speak for everyone and who will listen to everyone as well. William III. William IV? Not quite sure. But he'll be a good king, you can be sure of that. Good luck to the boy. Alright, catch you tomorrow. Bye.